Fastest way to pay off your owner-occupier home is not by using your earned income to pay it down every day. It is by using the capital or the equity out of another property to pay it off. And this is exactly what the highest net worth clients of our business do and continue to do on a daily basis. So let's assume we have our owner-occupier property. This owner-occupier property has $1 million of value and $800,000 in debt. People go to work every day, they earn their money, and they spend 5, 10, 15 years trying to pay this off to zero, and they use every last dollar they can. They use the offset account, the redraw facility, whatever it is. Unless you are extremely disciplined for a long period of time, it is highly unlikely you're actually going to pay that property off in 10 to 15 years. But there is a way where over time you can obviously use the equity that comes out of your owner-occupier property to buy an investment property. And this investment property, let's assume that you spend the same amount of money. You spend $1 million on it. You take on $800,000 worth of debt. Let's assume that they're the same thing. You buy the property directly next door. Over time, properties grow in value. And if you didn't believe that to be true, you wouldn't invest or buy properties. Now, let's assume that properties double, say, every 10 years historically, whether it's 5, whether it's 15, let's just say 10 for all intensive purposes. We have our owner-occupier property here that goes from being worth $1 million to $2 million. And let's say that over that same 10-year period, we pay our $800,000 worth of debt that we had off down to $500,000. And that would be super aggressive, by the way. And over that same period of time, we have an investment property that's also grown to $2 million. And let's say that we've paid interest only on that property for the whole time. So we still carry our $800,000 worth of debt. Now, what we see works really well, how we've seen a lot of clients pay off their home, is they use this property, they sell it down, they cash out their 1.2 mil, they have to pay tax on that. Let's assume they pay 25%. Let's say they end up with roughly 800 grand after tax. They then use this 800 to pay off this 500. They now have a debt-free owner-occupier property and they have roughly 300,000 left over. And then they go and buy more investment property. So instead of trying to use your earned income to pay down the debt as fast as you can, you actually use another property, and that property essentially acts as your capital vehicle. Eventually, when you get enough equity or capital in that property, you sell it down, you use those gains after paying your tax to pay off your owner-occupier property completely to debt-free. That eliminates all your mortgage repayments, and then you use the money that's left over to go and invest, and then you work on growing enough capital to be able to retire with. This is a much better strategy from my point of view than trying to use your earned income to pay it off to zero.